Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tommy here. I'm a black Latino trans man living in Florida. So, there's a lot going on ever since the election, and I feel like the trans community in itself is up in arms and alarm, and people are getting desperate and just kind of more of the same, right? Because honestly, even before the election, we were already moving and doing things to protect ourselves. I think now it's just a bigger, it feels more real. I was facilitating my trans group last night, and I always take it upon myself to try to have a positive outlook and see a silver lining in places. And it was getting ultimately really hard to keep people positive. And I get it, right? The worst that could happen is that we end up in concentration camps, right? That's the worst. Some of us don't want to leave our homes. We don't want to have to adjust our lives at all, especially because we don't really do anything wrong. One, two, we're a very small percentage of the country as a whole, and three, some of the things that people are accusing us as a community of doing is simply not happening, right? So those are the things that we are facing with, right? But I want to encourage you to find the silver lining and be aware of what's going on. I'm not telling you not to, but don't get desperate. Do not despair. Also, do not catastrophize things. Things could be coming down the pipeline, and it's good for you to prepare, yes, but I would never suggest to anyone in any situation to catastrophize things and stay in this like negative mindset for things that really haven't happened yet. Yes, there is a possibility that this particular administration has it out for us and is going to try their very best to make our lives non-existent or just miserable as it is. But you don't have to allow them to do that, even if we have a harder time with life. Let me explain to you something. As a black man, my racial identity, I know what it's like to be branded dangerous, lazy, welfare homie, all sorts of stuff that people used to stereotype us with, and still to this very day. Although many of us don't actually live up to that stereotype at all, and black people as a people have made many positive contributions to society, regardless if some people just don't see it, right? There are people who live in a land of delusion, and I think those people are those that don't recognize the diversity of society and the plethora of benefit we get from being diverse. Then there's the branding of LGBT people, right? Gay men were branded promiscuous and that they couldn't have relationships, etc., etc. But that wasn't true. Gay men and gay women have been having long-term relationships for a very long time, to the point that we were fighting to get married and be recognized like that, because hell, I know some people that have had relationships for 17, 15, 20, 30 years and not be recognized by their government to have a relationship. So was it true that we're a promiscuous bunch? Or was it more true that you couldn't see the love that we had for each other? Because I think it's more that they can't see it. How could you see it if you're keeping everybody in a closet? You're not allowing them to express that. So who's living in the world of delusion? The people who are living in the closet, or the people who are oppressing those? Just a thought, right? And as trans people, we're always branded confused and mentally ill and stuff. Well, first of all, most of us know who we are from a very young age, right? We knew that we were trans, or we knew that we didn't really fit into the gender binary. We knew that. It was our parents, teachers, pastors, and stuff like that were trying to confine us into this box and tell us that we were not what we said we are. And then they chose the religion to confine us even more, which I'm like, always find it very funny that a God that was so creative and created all these different types of animals were such boring when it came to humans. Like, okay, again. And the more that we show them that hey, like it is natural, it's in humans, and it's in nature, or there is scientific evidence to, prove our existence, or there's historical evidence to prove our existence. It's always like, no, you never existed. So again, who is the person living under the delusion? Listen, I know things are tough, right? And I was told that, that I was too optimistic. And my thing is not optimism. I'm a realist, I know what's going down the pipeline, right? My thing is, I'm on that Nelson Mandela kick, right? 27 years in prison. They asked Nelson Mandela, hey, how did you last so long in prison? And homeboy was like, yo, they imprisoned my body, but never my mind. How is it that people who have been through such traumatic things that I can never even fathom going through myself, get through these things and still remain positive? Because the situation doesn't have to tell you how you feel, right? It doesn't have to dictate your feeling, your attitude about the situation. Can you change the fact that there are people who hate us just for being us and that accuse an entire community of people of things that aren't happening? Like, why? Right? They spend so much time hating us and telling us that we are somehow a problem, right? And some of us have actually started to believe that. And I would implore you not to. I would implore you to seek out what our ancestors did before us, because they left a blueprint. See, us being free and us being able to express ourselves and start to come out of the closet is new. That is new. When I was first transitioning, coming out was dangerous. And it still kind of is. There was no gay marriage when I was a kid. I didn't have that, like, oh, I'm going to get married one day, because it never was a thing. That didn't happen until later on in my life. We got comfortable. And that's something that we, as trans people, as marginalized folks, don't have the luxury of doing. There are always people who are looking to put us in boxes, to take us away, to do us harm. That is just the way the world works. I do not know why they do that. I don't do it myself. I don't really care what anyone does with their own time, as long as they're not hurting other people. There are some people that are so dead set on telling everybody else you have to choose these boxes, and if you're not into those boxes, then you do not deserve to have humanity. I don't believe that way. I believe everybody deserves a chance at humanity, and to be loved, and to have a good life, and all the other things that I believe. When this election happened, the election wasn't about Democrat or Republican to me. It was about wrong or right. It was about freedom. It was about actual freedom to express who you are and have bodily autonomy, and to let people choose when they want to have a family, etc., etc. That's what I voted for. I voted on those things. And I think that anyone who wants to protect their peace and not be with people who are going to harm them and who don't share the same values as them, if you want to cut those people out of your life, you are well in your space to do so. And I would encourage you to do so, because I don't think you can have your cake and eat it too. You can't vote against my rights and my humanity on all fronts, by the way, and expect me and you to be like cool. Like, I'll be cordial, but we're not cool. We're not buddies. We're not friends. We know each other, right? We may know each other, but we are not friends, and that is okay. You made a choice, and I will make mine, right? So that's how I feel. But I implore you, my brothers that are listening to me. I know a lot of guys actually listen to me but never comment, or maybe never like my videos. I don't know why. I'm trying to get better at this YouTube stuff. It doesn't matter. Just listen to my message, okay? Just listen to my message. The world can be falling around on you, but you on the inside can always stay happy. And if we stay happy, if we stay joyful, if we stay at peace, if we decide to always choose love, they automatically lose. Because at the end of the day, that is what they are trying to do. They are trying to make us miserable. If we give in to the misery, then it actually enhances and makes true their statements about us. But if we continue to stay happy, to always find the ray of light in the storm, then we will be okay. Guys, please stay safe. I truly love my community, and I can't wait to hear the stories of triumph. Have a good one.